How many use paper towels in the kitchen? Yeah, you're allowed to use paper to wipe your bottoms. That's all.
I like living the way I live, and I live fairly modestly. We live in a small house. I drive a 18-year-old Saturn. So we're fairly frugal, but I'm still an American, so that means I use vast amounts of resources no matter how frugal I am.
We've got to stop drilling for oil.
It just becomes more and more increasingly difficult to cut out the real big things, to be honest with you.
As you walk from room to room, turn off your lights.
It's easy to turn off the lights and to turn down the heat and don't use the air conditioning at all. But then you quickly run into the idea that, am I not going to fly to that conference? Am I going to ride a bike to, the grocery store?
We don't examine how we live. We don't examine how we eat. We don't examine that we don't walk upstairs, we go up in a thing. When you're in the plane, the hostess hands you a drink with a bloody bit of, tree beside it. I don't need that paper serviette.
Helen Caldecott is riding in an airplane, exposing herself to 10 times as much ionizing radiation from cosmic rays as she would experience at sea level. Her airplane is ejecting greenhouse gases directly into the stratosphere, and she's worried about a paper napkin.
We went out for buffalo wings, and I turned to her and I said, look, you're going to lead this movement, Bobby Wren. We went out for buffalo wings.
Helen Caldecott is eating buffalo wings. I eat meat too, but I recognize that a vegetarian diet emits a third less greenhouse gas into the atmosphere.
I don't know if you want to, hint at it, but we're talking about like domestic energy use, and you almost can't help it. We're so oblivious to it. So look at this room. It's how many lights do we have burning in here? 70, 80 lights to do this interview on how we should be better with energy usage. So we can't help it being hypocrites in the West almost. We're almost blind to the availability of energy to us. Just thought I'd say that.
Americans don't have any sense of scale as to what we actually need for our daily, to power Chicago, to power New York City, to power, Wind and solar are great ideas. It's just that the scale is completely off. And people, they're just missing it. They're just missing it, and it's very frustrating.
And you can't just say, well, I've got a full tummy and I'm busy and I can't do it. Every morning you get up and look in the mirror and say, what am I going to do today to save the planet? Don't do little things either. Do big things.
Let's do something big. Let's solve the most intractable problem ever to have faced humanity. One that even Helen Caldecott admits we are powerless in the face of. Our desperate need for toilet paper.
I wash it when I wash my underpants in the shower. Never use a tree to blow your nose. Don't use trees for anything except maybe when you go to the lavatory. You're allowed to use paper to wipe your bottoms. That's all.
As any carbon-emitting jet setter like Caldecott would know, there's a thing called a bidet. It shoots water upwards to clean your bottom. Preferably warm water. In a world of energy abundance made very possible by nuclear power, the bidet could replace toilet paper entirely. Yes, fancy ones even dry you with a blast of warm air.
It is so choice. If you have the means, I highly recommend picking one up.
A world of sharply constrained energy supply.
We've got to stop.
Do not, never use it. You don't need all this electrical gadgetry.
Turn them all off.
Makes the bidet a less environmentally friendly proposition, because we'd also be constrained by